Weights and Downer. You or someone close to you has just lost a loved one to someone's negligence. How did this happen? And why is it so hard to get information? In times like these, there is one firm who has handled hundreds of catastrophic and lost earning cases. Before you settle fast with a company's attorney, give Weights and Downer a call. 985-876-0870. Weights and Downer.
All right, Martin Falls here. The news continues as we're joined by Lieutenant Clint Dempster, the Public Information Officer for the city of Thibodaux. There you see him, Thibodaux Police Department. And Lieutenant, good to see you.
Same here. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. And I know you have some, you and the Chief Brian Zarang, thank y'all for always being transparent with us. Y'all have some arrests that were made, and I'll let you talk about them.
We did. So it's been a pretty busy week last week, and again going back a couple months. Our narcotics division kind of spearheaded an investigation several months back, dating back to around August, and last week is when they actually followed through with some search warrants. Had enough evidence to do so. Got some search warrants signed by the judge, and we made a couple arrests with a whole slew of charges. Was in the area of one of the schools. So we did take proper precautions of notifying the school, even though we didn't expect any trouble or anything like that. But it's always good to work hand in hand with the SROs at the schools there. So we did that, and I'll go ahead and give you the names of the two suspects. So it was a Carmichael Anderson, a 26-year-old black male. And then the second one was Terrence Williams, a 51-year-old black male, both of Thibodaux, arrested on a whole slew of drug and weapon charges.
Now, see, Carmichael Anderson, what a large, and I haven't seen ecstasy in a press release in a while, but crack cocaine, methamphetamine, ecstasy, marijuana, heroin, Suboxone, Klonopin, drug paraphernalia, cash, and firearms. He had a busy day going, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, Martin. And, you were spot on, with ecstasy, it's not something you see a whole lot anymore of. And same as crack cocaine.
Right.
Cocaine is something that you hadn't seen in a while. We hadn't seen on the streets in a while, but you run across it here and there. But it seems like it's making a comeback and kind of circling back.
Yeah, he also had handling of machine guns, unlawful felony, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting an officer. He's an interesting character, isn't he? Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's a shame, he's definitely on the younger end. And obviously Mr. Williams is a little older, but, to have those kind of charges at such a young age. I mean, he's not terribly young, but he definitely has a criminal history with us, and we've dealt with him before.
Let me ask you about Terrence Williams. He's 51. Was this two people arrested in the same bus? Because I see the ecstasy again under his name. Did y'all arrest these together?
Yeah. So it was all part of the same investigation. There was 3 different houses that were targeted, and these two subjects were also the target of the whole investigation with all 3 houses.
Well, so they get their hands on Klonopin, and when y'all are talking to them, and I guess they all get it from different places. How do you get all that stuff like Klonopin and all that? That's normally a doctor's prescription, but I guess if they find ways to get it all, don't they?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Martin. I mean, there's a whole numerous amounts of ways you can get it, but some of the ways are, unfortunately, there's some people out there that do get prescription medications the legal way from a doctor, and then they turn around and sell it on the street. And of course, there's some other ways to get it, but that is a common way that they obtain drugs of such.
Now, I think Anderson, he fled police and barricaded himself in an abandoned residence on Sanders Street. Was that a peaceful surrender?
Yeah, so as we were actually approaching the residence to do the first search warrant, he actually seen police coming, seen the SWAT team approaching, so he fled on foot. He went a couple 100 feet, barricaded himself in an abandoned residence. He stayed there until we was actually able to surround it and get our negotiating team out there, and he actually came out shortly thereafter, well, without incident.
I see y'all mentioned various agencies. Was this a multi-agency kind of cooperation?
It was our investigation. It was City of Thibodaux investigation. However, we did have the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office out there assisting us. We utilized some of their latest and greatest technology they had to assist with us on a search warrant.
Yeah, and I notice y'all do that a lot. It's good to see the agencies working together. Y'all all have a common cause. So just like I'm
Absolutely.
sure they call on y'all when they need y'all help. So good,
Yes,
good
sir.
to cooperate, right?
Absolutely. Yes,
So
sir.
as we approach Mardi Gras and as we approach the Super Bowl, a lot of people could be wanting to visit Thibodaux, wanting to visit Terrebonne Parish. I'm sure y'all are heightened about that and just sort of watching over things.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I mean, just to get something like this off the streets at a time like this with Mardi Gras coming up, and like you said, the Super Bowl is going to be a busy time. A lot of people is going to be flourishing throughout the city. So just to get it off the streets, the chief quoted in the press release how important it is, to get stuff like this off the street and how it's a win for law enforcement and the community as a whole. And I couldn't echo those words more. It's definitely, something big for the city of Thibodaux and for the community as a whole, especially that close to her school.
All right. Good to see you. Clint, we appreciate what you do. Tell the chief we said hello.
I sure will.
We'll see him soon. But y'all keep up the great work, and we appreciate y'all sharing that information with our viewing audience. It means a lot to us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Martin.
All right. There you have it. Lieutenant Clint Dempster with the Thibodaux Police Department. We also want to thank Chief Brian Zarang for allowing this. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.